So first job of the day, always come down and check the breeders. Mid-January now. Find the right key. Here we go. Morning babies. Little lake breds there that I'm maturing on. Good. Go down through and check every section. You hungry, are you? Waiting for their food. They're locked in their box. They're new to this section, so I don't want them fighting with others. So I'll lock them in till they lay. They're all looking good. Up down there driving his end. All looking good. All looking well. Good babies. Oh, someone's laid an egg on the floor. Plenty of empty boxes, and then they go and lay on the floor. These are mainly late breds from last year, so they don't really know the score yet. All looking good. A young kittle, daughter of pit bull. That's the son of Sagan, daughter of new young kittle. Got son of Blizzard, daughter of Python. Parents of Binky. And then Dicky and daughter of new young kittle. I don't know if we can focus in. No, it won't focus. Yep, all looking good. So now, morning routine. Feed them all in the communal feeders. There's the maple peas for the bulk boxes. I always keep maple peas down in front of them while they've got youngsters all the time. And then this is the feed for their bulk feeders. It's quite high in protein, but I have got barley with it. I use barley throughout the year. And then stronger stuff for the pots. Anyway, we'll get on and feed them a minute. So this is their second feed of the day, and this will go in their pots now. A lot stronger for the pigeons rearing youngsters. And this second feed is always done before they get cleaned out because they tend to scatter a bit of food. These are just some bulk feeders I made myself that I put in each section that's rearing youngsters, so there's always food in front of them, but I don't give them a choice. They get maple peas. So these are the basic feeders. They work really well, just 3 little holes there. They don't flick out that much because they're quite deep. Hole in the top. Basically, this is all I do. And then, as you can see down there, they've always got food in front of them. This is a nice little thing that I like to use. These are pony hay nets. Just buy them off the internet. They were only about £5. Put them in the hay nets. That's barley straw. Get it as thick as you can, the straw, and they'll spend hours there tweezing it out and keep them entertained for the day, keep them happy. Every time the waters are changed, the drinkers are all cleaned out with none other than my favourite disinfectant, Virkon S. Gets rid of lots of things on contact. Pretty certain it also gets rid of salmonella on contact. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure I've read it somewhere. So today, drinkers are being cleaned, and in it there is essential minerals, which is basically an electrolyte, Himalayan rock salt. That's what's going in it today because I had this one, but also use Celtic salt. Just another little tip for pairing up and breeding. Most will know, but some may not. Daylight hours for your breeders. If you pair up early, lights, you increase the daylight hours. It brings them into thinking that it's time to start breeding, so they'll go down better. This one's a bird room timer. Bird room have gone now, but they were a really good company, really good timer. But I've got another one down here because I've got a section down here that all these are basically just holding pens. Like all the older cocks are in there. But just get a bayonet fitting, put a bulb in it, and buy yourself a little mechanical timer. So these timers, you can just set them to come on and off when you want. Just plug it in, leave it turned on, and they'll come on. I put mine on in the afternoon or late afternoon, so they get a little bit extra light, but they still have a normal dusk. But I put it, this type of one, I put it so they come on early in the morning, so they're gaining their extra daylight hours when it's dark first thing in the morning. So these like come on at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I do that is because if they get a natural dusk, if they're sitting eggs, which these ones are, they'll go and sit the eggs. If you have a light that just turns off, if the hen isn't sitting the egg overnight, obviously the eggs will die and your youngsters won't hatch out. So give them a normal dusk at night time, but increase the daylight hours in the morning. You want to increase it up to 16 hours a day, but as long as there's more daylight than there is dark, you should be fine. Something like 14 hours is probably ideal. I put mine on to 16 hours. all the corn delivered. So this is all farm feeds. So barley, wheat, peas, beans over there. I keep all of my pigeon food in bins like this. So that there's just a breeder mix that I'm trying from Racing Bridge. Special breeding, but I mix it with my own stuff as well. So I add beans, wheat, barley, maple peas, oilseed rape. That one is layers pellets. I use layers pellets for my breeders as well. And then in here we got the straights. So we have safflower, hemp, linseed, and a very good one that I really like using. It's quite expensive, but you don't use a huge amount. Mung beans, very high in protein for the youngsters, seem to grow really, really well. So they get that in a mixture. There's my maples. They're not polished maples. They're straight off the farm. They're not polished at all, but they do really well on them. So I've got no complaints with the farm feed. So they get the mixture of corn in their communal feeders, and then in their nest bowls they'll get it a little bit stronger with maple peas, mung beans, the breeding mix, and a few beans. That's in their feeders. So nice little whack. I keep them in these bins simply because that way, I've just washed that one out, that way no mice or anything can get into them. Now I store them in the bags, as you can see there. I store them in the bags because if you just store them loose, which that must have been a split bag there somewhere, if you just store them loose, they can grow all sorts of bacteria because they pick up a little bit of damp from the air. I mean, these have all got to be dried before they're bagged from the farms. They've got to be a certain percentage of moisture in them, or it can be a certain percentage of moisture before they can harvest them. And then I store them in bags just so, because the bag will absorb some moisture and it'll keep it off the actual product. So I store everything in bags. I don't particularly like some pigeon corns like that breeder there. It's delivered in plastic bags. I don't particularly like plastic bags for pigeon food. Just my preference. I prefer paper bags. And there we have it. This is the way I mix most of my corn. I'll put whatever mix I want in the mixer. So it's a mixture of farm feed and from the merchants, from say Versalaga, or I use a lot of Racing Bridge corn for my breeders. Now this is breeding mix, so don't get it mixed up with racing mix. So I put everything in. At least with a mixer I can use oils. This particular one is Roper Bee organo oil. So I'll put in what I think. It's quite a bit in there. There's a bag full of corn there. So it's not a lot of oil. So I'll put that in, turn the mixer on. It doesn't need to mix for very long. Obviously, if you're putting oil in it, you'll need to mix it a little bit longer. But that's just off the top. You can see the shiny seeds, so that is mixing the oil. Now, I did have some comments when I done a little video on the mixer before, people saying that it beats the corn up. But how do you think the corn is mixed in these big factories? They're blown around with blowers to blow all the dust and everything off. It's no different than being in a mixer. And the mixer isn't on very long and it's mixed up. It's a good thorough mix then. Obviously, putting oil on it, I normally mix it for about a minute. So I'll do that now. Then I'll be adding some pink minerals and black minerals. I don't add that every day because it tends to make their droppings a little bit loose. Normally I'll put their pink and black minerals on their corn once a week, once every 10 days, whenever I see fit. Plenty to do after the trip back from Blackpool. Around the belts yesterday to get rid of most of it, but haven't done the floor, so we'll get that floor done. So these are all my race birds, cocks and hens. These were all paired, these were put together just before Blackpool, so they should be laying in a day or two. There's one or two that's laid already, not many yet. It's only 6 days, so time to get them out.
Here we have a big boy, son of Brother Good Road, paired to daughter of Liberal. An absolute stonker. What a beauty.
Here we go again, afternoon feed. Now everything's got youngsters. Or late, this is their evening feed. They get one in the morning, one at dinner time, one in the evening, and in between they get their bulk feeder as well. So this is quite a strong mix. As you can see, it's quite a strong mix. This is just for their nest pots. All the ingredients I'm putting in today: lettuce, honey, carrots, red onion, lemon, garlic, a little bit of ginger, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, some Himalayan rock salt, beetroot, elderberries, bit of broccoli, oregano. I haven't got any fresh stuff yet. We grow it in the garden. Cayenne pepper, turmeric, a little bit of rosemary, and cinnamon. I'll blend all that up in the blender. There we have it. One full pot of thick vitamin packed juice. I pour it on their corn, ad lib, and feed it wet. So I'll just show you my moth repellent. It repels moths and other flying creepy crawlies, insects. There's no science behind it other than they are natural repellents. They don't like the smell of it. There's nothing in there that will harm anything. There's nothing in there that will kill a moth, a fly, or anything. All it is purely a repellent. So you get your container. I use one of these pump jugs. This is a 1.5 litre pump, no, 1.3 litre pump spray bottle. Take the top off, First one, lavender, in this 5 drops. This one's a bit slow coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Add 6. Doesn't really make any difference. Second thing, rosemary. All essential oils. I put my list up on my video from last night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some of these you can get quite cheap. I mean, that one there was £2.50. Some of them are more expensive. So if you average them out at £5 a bottle, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, £35. But that will last you for years. So, tea tree. Because you're only using drops. 5 drops again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Citronella, a really important one. This is a good deterrent. Some of them are put in there for deterrent, and some of them, or for for a deterrent, and some of them are put in there to make it smell nice as well. So this one's citronella. 2, 3, 4, 5. So the citronella smells nice as well, but it's also one of the most important ones. Camphor, another really important one. This one's slow in coming out as well. Is there any left in it? Slow because it's nearly empty. Yeah, it looks as if it is empty. I would normally put camphor in it. Need to get one. Bergamot, another really important one. It's a good repellent. Really good repellent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably the most important one. Cedar wood. Essential oil. This is slow in coming out, this one is. Until this is a new one, new bottle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, 5. Here we go. There's 6 of them. Oh, I was doing 5, wasn't I? Doesn't really make any difference. That's it. Then you need your hot water. Now you want to cool it down a bit. This has been standing for about 10 minutes. It's still, so it's not hot water from the tap. This is boiled water and allowed to cool. Now I would normally leave it cool a little bit more than this, but it's still not, and there's a lot of steam coming off it, but I can keep my hand on it. It's not absolutely boiling. So, and then all you do, put your water in. Don't fill it right to the top, because you need a little bit of room in it for shaking it up. So that there is 1.3 mil. Sorry, 1.3 litres, 1300 mil. Okay, as you can see, there's 1300 mil. I've got all this space to mix it up. Put the top on and shake the living daylights out of it. All you want to do is just mix that, all those essential oils up into that hot water. Once it's done like that, you're ready to go. Spray it around all the nooks and crannies. Pity this isn't smell-o-vision, because I can smell it now. It has got that smell, the citronella smell you can smell, and the lavender, which are good repellents. And away you go. This is my own version of pick pots. I normally mix a bigger batch than this, but this is just to show you the ingredients. You can multiply it by however many pick pots you want to make. So I've got hundreds of these clay bowls because I bought hundreds of clay pick pots over the time, and I buy mixed grit, pink minerals, black minerals, conditioning seed. I use Himalayan rock salt. This is zeolite clay. So there's the list of ingredients. So 200 grams of mixed grit, 50 grams of conditioning seed, 50 grams of pink minerals, 30 grams of black minerals, 5 grams of Himalayan rock salt, 8 grams of zeolite clay. The zeolite clay is in there to help bond it together. So you mix it all together and add some water. I use a spray bottle, just find it easier. So we put it all in, mixed grit, conditioning seed, Himalayan rock salt, pink minerals, black minerals, and the zeolite clay. Mix it all together. Give it a good mix so the zeolite clay is all over it, and then just start adding some water until all the dust is gone. See all the dust in the bottom. So if I can show you, see some of it is still powder. So just keep adding a little bit more water. The more water you add, the longer it takes to dry out. So now you can see it's all mixed together. Everything is sticking together. Once you've done that, in a lot of the pick pots that you buy, they don't put black minerals in. So this is a lot darker than if you only put pink minerals in. It would be a lot pinkier. So, and that is enough ingredients to fill a pick pot up. Just get a rolling pin, compact it down. Like a lot of things, these things are probably best done when the missus has gone out shopping, and they'll never know what cookware you're using. It's like cleaning your nest bowls in the dishwasher. Always best done when the missus is out shopping. So then just give it a light tap down. One pick pot. Leave that pick pot now for 24 hours somewhere warm to dry out. So all the moisture is gone. I just leave it indoors in the kitchen. It's nice and warm. 24 hours. It won't be rock solid, but it won't fall out. Pigeons love it. If you've got a pigeon that's got a twisted flight, like the second flight down there, you can see it's twisted slightly. I've seen them a lot worse, but this is a tip on how to straighten it up. So get your kettle,
a little bit of water, put it on, wait until the steam comes out like that, get your flight and just run it through. If you like my content, please like, share and subscribe. To subscribe to my channel, it's absolutely free. All you do is sign in and hit the subscribe button. Thank you.